Hey there, fellow developers! In today's video, we are going to talk about 3 common pitfalls that can trip up even the best of us in our coding journey. Over-engineering, future-proofing, and reinventing the wheel. So grab a cup of coffee and let's dive in. Alright, let's kick things off with over-engineering. It's when we try to build a super elaborate, complex solution for a problem that, frankly speaking, could be solved with a simple piece of code. We often fail into this trap because we think that a more sophisticated design equals better code. But remember, simplicity is key. Why? Complex code can lead to maintenance nightmares. And sometimes it's just not worth the extra effort. For example, say we are building a program for a simple data transformation like importing a text file to a database. We know that the format of this file is somewhat fixed. There is no point in building complex structures with multiple classes, services, adapters, and so on. Imagine another developer picking up this code to fix a bug. How much cognitive load would it take for them to understand all these abstractions? Sure, we can split the code into methods so it's easier to read and test. But please don't create 20 files with 5 lines of code each when you can go with just one file. What I'm trying to say here, don't try to build a cruise ship when all that you need is a small boat. When designing your solution, always try to keep it as simple as possible. Focus on meeting the requirements first, and if you really need to optimize or add features later, do it in separate step. Next up, we've got future-proofing. It's when you add features to your app assuming they'll be needed later on. While it's great to think ahead, the problem is that you might waste time and effort on things that users don't actually need. Future-proofing goes hand in hand with over-engineering. It can make your code harder to maintain and understand. It usually goes like this. When you start a new project, you are excited about all the features you can add to the app. You start building them because it makes perfect sense in your head. What ends up happening is when you launch your project, your users focus on a fraction of these features because this is what brings them value. Even worse, those additional features might get in their way and they start complaining. Before adding a new feature, always ask yourself, why? Stay focused on the present requirements. Only add features or optimizations when they are actually needed. Always work in iterations. And remember, most of the time, you ain't gonna need it. Finally, let's talk about reinventing the wheel. This is when you decide to build your own solution from scratch, instead of using existing tools, libraries, or frameworks. While it's true that building something yourself can give you a deep understanding of the problem, it can also be time-consuming, error-prone, and costly. Of course, it depends on the context, but if your goal is to deliver faster, always check for available tools first. Even bigger corporations nowadays realize that to stay competitive, they need to embrace new technologies and tools. Before jumping into creating a custom solution, research available tools, libraries, and frameworks that could help you get the job done. If you find one that meets your needs, use it. This way you can focus more on building actual features. So there we have it, folks. Over-engineering, future-proofing, and reinventing the wheel. The 3 worst enemies of a software developer. Keep these pitfalls in mind when working on your next project. It will help you to keep your code cleaner, deliver your features faster, and make your users happier. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Happy coding, everyone!